Hello y'all, today I'm going to make a video. I think I'm going to call it Why Am I So Unhappy? Okay, so I'm actually really happy, but I have always had issues, um, contemplating suicide, depression, stuff like that. And granted, I'm not somebody who's like gone through like crazy stuff, like very traumatic things. But as human beings, your people have these problems. So I'm gonna help give my perspective at least. So first, I'm gonna start off with right now you don't want to do anything but do happy things. If you're like depressed, if you're like at an okay level, then pass this part. But if you're not, you just want to do happy things like go out and buy something small, something that you like. Just buy it. Um, do watch your favorite show. Watch a motivational video. Just something that's gonna bring you up. Um, because right now, if you're depressed, you don't want to listen to anything. You just want to be depressed. I get it. So you want to get to like a normal level, or at least somewhere where you can like actually listen and take advice. So go out and buy yourself something nice, or go eat something, your favorite meal or something. Um, Also, after you finish that step, now I want you to really like maybe take out a paper and pen and just write down like look up the definition of self-awareness. And basically what it is you need to know your faults, and you need to know uh, the pros that you have and what you really excel at. So for instance, I'm not a great writer. I'm a terrible writer. um, but I like, even my handwriting sucks. That's how bad of a writer I am. But I'm pretty good at typing. 60 words per minute. What? I'm a people person. I can talk in front of a camera, in front of people. Um, you know, I'm just genuinely have high energy. Right now I don't, because I just woke up. But like, in the middle of the day, I'll have pretty high energy. I'm pretty like I like to think I'm fun to be around. But then there's negative things about me. Like, so for instance, I'm very pessimistic. Um, and
Okay,
I'm a big procrastinator when it comes to like when I'm on my own time. When I'm on like at work, I'm like, you know, you tell me once and I do it. But at home, I'm just like the biggest procrastinator. Oh my god, I'm like, no, dude, I'm not gonna do that until I want to do that. Or if somebody, or even worse, if somebody tells me to do something while I'm on my own time, even if I was already gonna do it, I'll spend more time. Like, I'll be like, oh, well, I was gonna do it, but now I'm gonna wait longer because you told me to do it. I don't know. But yeah, look for your faults and try and work on those. Look at what you excel at and focus on those even more, because those are what you're good at. Get a job where, or not get a job, but if you already have a job, but at your job, focus on things that you're good at and work on those even more, because if you're good at that, people already notice. So if you get even better, they're going to be like, wow, you know what? That's awesome. Um, if you're not happy, look at what makes you not happy. And if you're, and like trying to remember, and like when I say that, I mean it in like a time frame kind of situation. So for instance, let's say when you were alone, you weren't dating anybody. If you're dating somebody right now, look at when you were alone. Were you happy, or were you unhappy? And then look at now, and are you happy or are you unhappy? Um, and you got to understand, if you were already unhappy, if you're already unhappy when you were alone, and then you're in a relationship now and you're unhappy, it might not necessarily be your relationship that's making you unhappy. It might just be that you thought the relationship was going to make you happy and then it didn't. Or what I see sometimes is you were already unhappy and then you got into a new relationship, kind of like when you buy something new, you get all excited like woo, like a roller coaster, and then it starts to fall off, because it was just like more of a novelty thing. So yeah, if it's a situation like that, I would say really, like, I mean, you don't have to break up with the person you're with, but I would say try and spend a lot of more time working on yourself, because it might be a personal issue. Not attacking anybody. I mean, I've had my own personal issues, and I've tried working on those. Like I said, self-awareness, man. Um, and then look at it like, so for instance, if before you were happy and then now you're in a relationship and you're unhappy, look at all the situations around you that, like, variables that might have happened, all the variables that might have happened, um, and try to see, like, maybe you are in a toxic relationship. If that's the case, well, you know what to do. um, 13, I want to talk about is one. I mean, don't worry about society. Worry about yourself. If don't you don't even need to give an explanation about it. If somebody wants to ask you like, hey, why are you doing this? Just say, well, so I want to do it. That's the reason why I'm doing it, because I think it's gonna make me happy, or I just think it's cool and I want to try something new. You don't got to give a really cool explanation. Just like, shit, because I want to do it. That's the reason why. Okay, boom, period. Shut up. Stop asking me questions. Um, because yeah, man, in the end, you just because you want to do it. That's why. So don't worry about society's pressures, or more often it's usually like, let's say, family pressures or friend pressures. I'm not saying like go crazy and like move away from the country and like try some like underwater basket weaving or something. I mean, you can do that. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't need to be that dramatic. Just do little things that you think that you've always wanted to try. Maybe that might involve a whole career change. Maybe that won't. But just try different things and don't need to give an explanation. Try working out. Don't try working out. Eat like what you want. Try new yogurt. I don't know. Just try little things and when people start asking you questions like, oh, why are you doing this? Because I fucking want to. That's why. That's why I'm doing it. And finally, the fourth thing, I would probably say, work on your time management and your creation building, or your creative processes. And what do I mean by that? So for instance, it's kind of like a two thing, but I'm molding it into one. And the reason why I'm doing that is because you want to be time management because you want to feel busy. The reason why humans tend to get stressed out and depressed is because we don't, some people it's psychological, and it's an illness, that it's always going to be there. But like more mildly, like the average person, the reason why they get depression is because they don't feel like they matter, or they get so overwhelmed that they feel like the whole world is on top of them and they can't deal with it. So when I say time management, I mean, like, I want you to do, like, put a schedule for yourself for the day, so that one, you feel busy. And make sure, two, those goals that you're setting throughout the day are manageable, because you don't want to feel overwhelmed. And three, what that accomplishes is that it makes you, one, feel busy, but then at the end of the day, you can actually look back at the day and go, wow, I did a lot of stuff today. I don't feel worthless because I did stuff and I accomplished stuff. Even if it's very minuscule, no, there's no such thing as something minuscule, but it makes you realize, like, wow, I did a lot more than I would have done if I would have just been laying in bed not doing anything. Because I've been there, man. I've been there, fam. You're like watching TV and then you're super depressed and you're eating and you don't even want to get out of bed, and then you're just watching TV. It sucks. Because you feel super worthless. And then people try and ask you, like, hey, let's go do stuff. And it's like, you don't want to, because you just feel like you're just wasting time or you're bothering people. And the second part to that last thing that I was talking about with the time management, you also want to pick up a hobby that you might, or maybe even a whole job, but pick up a hobby at first at least, and something that's manageable. Like, so for instance, let's say if you like cooking, pick up a small task. Like, you don't need to make something crazy, like something Dave Ramsey's gonna explain to you, like, you know, like you need to do these many years of training and stuff. No, like pick up something small, like learn how to make chocolate chip pancakes or hot dogs. I don't know why I winked. I really don't know why I did that. Now I'm gonna have to make a whole video about chocolate chip pancakes so that it'll make sense why I winked. Yeah, or pick up something small so that you know, something manageable so that you can be done with it and feel like, wow, I did this. I mean, it's kind of a funny thing, but you'll understand the benefits when you do it. You'll look at it, you'll learn something, and you'll realize like, wow, I'm able to do stuff. Like, I'm not worthless. It's pretty cool. And also, I'm gonna add another thing. Don't be so hard on yourself. It's okay that you're having a hard time. Everybody goes through it at some point. You know, depression, some people have it more minor. Some people have it really like extreme. But at the end of the day, you're only human. You're gonna make mistakes. Doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that you're struggling, and hopefully I want you to have like a future goal for yourself that, like a year from now, maybe 10 years from now, I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be happy. Why? Because I'm going to have learned this. Manageable goals. I mean, granted, you have a lot of time, so you can make bigger goals. But just make sure that you're working on it, and you're not just laying in bed, because, I mean, I get it. You lay in bed, and you'll just fucking stay there forever, because I've done it. Work on yourself, and be selfish. And when people ask you, like, oh, why are you doing this? Fuck them. I'm doing this because I fucking want to. Even if it's your mom. Because sometimes your mom will give you shit for like, oh, why didn't you do this? Well, I didn't fucking want to do it. That's why. Or why are you doing this? Because I mean, you can't do that all the time, because I mean, you're still living. If you're living with her, or you know, she's still your mom, but maybe you might want to give her a better explanation than that, because I fucking want to. But at least for her or your dad. But you know, for the most part, just be like, hey, I'm doing this because I want to. I want to work on myself. I haven't been at my top game, and I'm trying to work on getting there. And they'll usually understand, you know. And also, like, another thing I'm adding. Man, I'm adding so many things. You know, talk to friends. You know, sometimes your friends are your best assets, and your family too. Sometimes they might deal with it, and they just don't want to talk about it. Like, you know, like you might have a hard dad. Like, you know, I don't show my feelings. I talk like this, and I don't show my feelings. No, or you know, they just feel like it's a taboo. You know, depression isn't really talked about in our society in the U.S. So yeah, you know, sometimes just ask them little questions like, what did you do, or have you ever felt bad, or you know, what happened when this happened, when you broke up with a boyfriend or something, like what happened, you know, like some little things like that. But yeah, hope that this video helps. Sorry, it kind of rambled. I don't really like structure my videos. I suck at doing that. Another one of my faults. So yeah, sorry. Hope it helped. Like, subscribe. I love you guys. Don't be so hard on yourselves. And if you have any comments, how you can, you know, something I left out or some tips, leave them in the comments. Thanks. Bye.